Brothers and sisters, I came with a prophetic announcement. The drought is over. The season of lack, dryness, and just enough is shifting by divine command. For too long, you've walked through financial wilderness, surviving on crumbs, counting coins, and stretching what little you had. But I declare to you today, God is releasing a financial miracle. Not a wish, not a theory, not an idea, a miracle. Heaven is moving and God is proving that He is still Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. The drought has ended not because of your effort, but because of His mercy. Not because you were perfect, but because He made a covenant to prosper the work of your hands. This is not just about money, it's about breakthrough. You've been sowing in tears and God has been watching. You've tithed when it hurt. You've given even when you had bills staring at you. You've helped others while your own cupboards were almost bare. You thought nobody saw, but God saw. And He kept record. He remembered. And now He says, I am opening the windows of heaven. I am pouring out a blessing that you will not have room enough to contain. This is the hour where debts are being canceled, contracts are being signed, and doors that were locked are swinging open wide. In 2 Kings 7, the city was starving, completely cut off. The economy had collapsed. People were in despair. But the prophet Elisha declared, by this time tomorrow, the economy will shift. And though some doubted, God moved overnight. Hear me, it doesn't take God years to shift your finances. It takes one word, one opportunity, one divine intervention. While people are predicting recessions, God is writing provisions. While the world is forecasting lack, heaven is planning overflow. Let me remind you, you serve a God who turned 5 loaves and 2 fish into a feast for thousands with leftovers. You serve a Savior who pulled money out of the mouth of a fish to pay taxes. Your God is not limited by job titles, credit scores, or earthly systems. When He says the drought is over, that means resources will locate you, clients will call you, ideas will flow to you, and unexpected favor will find you. Don't look to the hills, look higher. Your help comes from the Lord. Now is the time to align your faith with heaven's declaration. You cannot receive a miracle with a mindset of lack. Stop expecting more bills than blessings. Start declaring, I am a lender, not a borrower. I am the head, not the tail. Wealth and riches are in my house because I fear the Lord. This is not about greed. This is about kingdom provision. God blesses you so you can build His kingdom, help the poor, support the broken, and be a testimony that God takes care of His children. To those who've been faithful in little, get ready. The floodgates are opening. To the single mother wondering how to pay rent, God is about to blow your mind. To the dreamer with a vision but no funds, provision is coming. To the family that's been barely getting by, the oil in your jar is about to multiply. I see contracts being approved. I see resumes landing in the right hands. I see supernatural debt clearance. You may not know how, but you will know who. But here's the truth you need to embrace in this moment. God doesn't just want to meet your needs. He wants to exceed them. Ephesians 3:20 declares that He is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all you can ask or think. That means if you're only asking for enough to get by, God is planning to give you enough to overflow. He doesn't want you living from emergency to emergency. He wants you living from glory to glory, faith to faith, blessing to blessing. Don't insult a limitless God with limited thinking. The drought ends where your belief begins. And in this season, you must protect your confession. Don't let your mouth kill your miracle. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Stop saying I'm broke. Stop saying I'll never have enough. Stop saying I always struggle. That was your past language. But now you speak kingdom. Say, I am blessed. Say, money flows to me for God's purpose. Say, Provision is my portion. Heaven responds to faith, not fear. Speak as if it's already done, because in the Spirit it already is. Understand this. Provision is not always about a handout. It's often hidden in your hands. God asked Moses, "What is in your hand?" And through that staff, miracles flowed. Likewise, there's a skill, idea, or gift in you that God is about to breathe on. What you've overlooked, heaven is about to multiply. That side business, that creative idea, that leadership gift, get ready for divine acceleration. Don't wait for a check. Steward what God already gave you, and the overflow will come. Some of you are about to experience the favor of sudden acceleration. In one moment, Joseph went from the prison to the palace. In one day, the Israelites went from slaves to walking out of Egypt with the wealth of their oppressors. God doesn't need years to bless you. He just needs your yes. So if you've been delayed, know this. When it hits, it'll come fast. What took others 10 years will take you 10 weeks. God is redeeming the time and doubling your portion. Now hear me clearly. Obedience is the key that unlocks abundance. This is not the time to ignore divine instructions. When God tells you to give, give. When he tells you to sow, sow. Delayed obedience can delay your harvest. Remember the widow at Zarephath? Her miracle didn't come until she gave her last cake to the prophet. Let this be the moment where your faith collides with God's timing. Heaven is responding to your hunger. God is not ignoring your need. He's building your testimony. You will not only survive this season, you will testify, "It was the Lord who did this." And when the miracle manifests, people will see it wasn't hustle, it wasn't luck, it was the hand of God. They'll ask how it happened, and you'll respond with boldness. Because my drought ended when I trusted in the one who controls the rain. Faith is the currency of heaven. And in this hour, your faith must speak louder than your fear. If God tells you to start the business, start it. If he whispers to apply for that opportunity again, obey quickly. When the rain comes, those who prepared in the dry season will gather the most. Those who planted despite the heat will reap the greatest harvest. Your faith doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be active. Miracles respond to movement. God parted the Red Sea only after Moses stretched his staff. Your action triggers the supernatural. Let this truth settle in your soul. God does not need favorable conditions to bless you. He didn't wait for perfect weather to bring rain to Elijah. He doesn't need a booming economy to promote you. Your miracle is not tied to earthly timing. It's anchored in heaven's calendar. That means while others are downsizing, you'll be rising. While others are tightening their belts, you'll be expanding your borders. When you walk with God, you're not bound by the system. You're led by the Spirit. And while you wait, don't grow weary. Grow expectant. Every moment you resisted the urge to give up, heaven was watching. Every time you chose to worship instead of worry, God was positioning the rain clouds. He doesn't forget the faithful. He honors the consistent. And now what you prayed for in secret is about to be revealed in public. He's preparing a table for you, not just with food, but with favor. Not just with income, but with increase. Not just for survival, but for significance. Let your spirit rise with expectation. Stop rehearsing what you've lost and start declaring what's coming. God is not limited by your salary. He can raise up strangers to bless you. He can cause companies to remember you. He can cause one phone call to erase years of struggle. That's the kind of God we serve. Miracle worker, waymaker, provider. If God could feed Elijah in the middle of a famine with ravens, if he could sustain a widow with a handful of flour, if he could cancel a widow's debt through a jar of oil, what makes you think he won't take care of you? The drought is over. Open your mouth and declare it. Open your hands and receive it. Open your heart and believe it. I speak against every financial curse and generational bondage. It ends with you. Your children will not grow up in struggle. Your family will not continue in poverty. God is reversing the curse. He's making a way in the wilderness and streams in the desert. That check in the mail, that unexpected refund, that new promotion, that divine idea, it's all part of God's master plan. So rise up, not in worry, but in worship. Stand firm, not in fear, but in faith. And walk boldly, not in survival, but in supernatural supply. Your miracle is not delayed, it's being delivered. The heavens are declaring it. The earth is responding to it. And your spirit must receive it. The drought is over. Say it again, the drought is over.